and Dwayne Wade right at the bottom of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
And welcome to the first official BSPN Bennington Sports Hour. I'm here with Thilo and
Max.
And usually we talk about the past few days' games, but considering this is the first one, we're going to skip on that for now. But the NBA is interesting right now, Max. The standings are, kind of set. We got about 20 games left. Yeah. What do you think we're looking at?
I mean, I think the East is pretty much, as you said before, set. Because I think the Bucks, the Raptors, the Sixers. I mean, who's beating them in the East?
Yeah, and then Pacers, Celtics. You think the Celtics make a bid for the 4 seed over the Pacers?
I mean, they just need to get their shit together.
Yeah, and then the playoff race in the East is still kind of tight with the Pistons, Heat, Magic, and Hornets all battling for that last spot with the Nets right above them at 6. And then we have the infamous tank of the East with the Wizards, Hawks, Bulls, Cavs, and Knicks all being absolutely horrible.
Absolutely horrible.
And then we, of course, have the West, Warriors at the top. No one was doubting that.
But the Nuggets were there for a while.
The Nuggets were there for a while, but with the Rockets' problems, it seems like that's a bit far-fetched at this point, with a team beating the Warriors in the West. But, of course, we have the Nuggets at 2. Big jump from last year at 9. We have the Thunder at 3. Addition by subtraction with Melo, seemingly. The Rockets 4. Blazers, Spurs, Jazz, Clippers. Kings, Timberwolves, Lakers all looking in from the outside, with the Pelicans, Grizzlies, Mavs, and Suns all trying to lose.
I think the Suns are the only ones that are officially out of the playoffs, though.
The East is a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. I think the Western Conference is completely set in playoff spots now. I think those 8 teams, Warriors, Nuggets, Thunder, Rockets, Blazers, Spurs, Jazz, and Clippers are the team that make the playoffs. I don't think anything changes there.
Yeah, definitely not.
And then the East though is still very interesting. Out of those 4 teams in the hunt for the last spot, who do you think makes it? Heat, Magic, Hornets, and Pistons for 2 spots.
For 2 spots?
Yeah.
I think the Heat and the Magic.
Wow. The Magic, really?
Yeah, for sure. Because I think Aaron Gordon is. I think he's gonna figure it out.
I mean, his shooting was way up last year, and it's way down this year.
I know, but I don't think he should be a shooter. I don't think that's what he needs to. I think he just needs to be like a
pure slasher.
Like a Blake Griffin type. Like a Clippers Blake Griffin.
Yeah, but he definitely does not have the point guard.
No, he doesn't.
Unless Markelle Fultz will be that.
Nah.
Yeah, it's Markelle. It's not looking great for him. I'd take the Pistons and the Heat. I think it stays the same. Pistons are on fire recently. Blake has been awesome.
That's true. Reggie
Jackson has been not worth his contract, but he's been a good starting point guard. And then, I mean, the Heat. The Heat don't lose.
No, the Heat.
Unless they become washed. I mean, which I think is going to happen in the next 2 years. I think the Clippers got a steal in that 2021 Heat pick, but...
Well, yeah, because the Heat don't really have anybody after.
Yeah. Yep. It's not looking great for the Heat. But at the end of the day, it's just we're looking at the Heat, Pistons, Magic, and Hornets, and who knows what will happen at that point. It's all about how they finish off the season. But I mean, could be worse. You could, be the Knicks.
Well, I mean, the Knicks are gonna figure it out. They got rid of Porzingis.
R.I.P.
They have cap space for 2 big free agents, and they're gonna get top 3 pick at least.
Yeah. Very likely.
Probably the number 1.
Yeah. But we got to start off with a big game last night. Warriors-Rockets. Rockets trying to get season sweep. Boogie went off.
Yeah.
27, 8, and 7.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, and without KD. Like, Boogie makes that team dangerous. Like, real dangerous.
Well, yeah, because, he's the 5th All-Star on the fucking team.
Maybe, but, like, usually this season, he's been a minus. He's been a big minus. Like, the Warriors have been carrying him.
Well, yeah, but, I think that was... I mean, I didn't see him coming into the Warriors and, taking over.
Yeah.
Especially with Curry and Klay Thompson.
Do you think he's up for a max contract?
Boogie?
Yeah.
No.
No? How close do you think he gets?
I mean, I think a team will offer him a max contract.
Oh, so he's not. So he's gonna get one, but he's not worth it.
I mean, I feel like I think he thinks he's worth it.
Looking around the league, there's like 9 max contract slots.
Well, because also what is he making now? He's making like
5.
Yeah.
5.8.
So like I don't think I think he wants to get paid.
I think he should.
He's gonna get a ring.
Oh, absolutely.
And then because I think that's why he agreed to this.
He's gonna get his first ever playoff minutes. That's exciting.
That's true. That is
first
exciting.
ever playoff minutes and stats. How exciting for what used to be the best fucking center in the league.
Who are your top 5 centers right now?
Top 5 centers. I got Joel Embiid 1.
Okay.
I think Jokic and Kat are very close to each other for 2. I think Jokic beats him out right now. I think Jokic statistically this season is one of the worst defensive centers we've ever seen.
Really?
He has, I think it's 13 triple doubles this season. He has 7 total blocks this entire season.
Jeez.
He cannot do anything around the rim. In comparison to Enes Kanter,
oh my God.
Enes Kanter is like a good defender in comparison to Jokic. And I think Kat has made big strides. Kat is a serviceable defensive center now, along with averaging 35 and 12 and 1 block since the All-Star break.
Well, yeah, no one's denying.
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, Jokic should be number 3 in All-Star votes. Best player on the second best team in the West.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's Kat 3, but very close to Jokic. And then from there on, it's just a bloodbath. I think putting Gobert at top 5 would make sense, just because he is undeniably the best defensive center in the league.
But
his offensive game is only setting screens and going for lobs, and I understand that, but that still has a huge value. I think you got to look at Al Horford in that top 10.
Well, yeah, if we're talking top 10, do you think DeAndre Jordan makes top 10?
No, not a chance.
So who? Okay, so who are your last 5?
Embiid, Jokic, Kat.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think a little. We gotta. Okay, so let me think about this. This is hard. I can't even think of all the fucking centers. I think Andre Drummond is top 10. Just his offense. I think you got to get the ball in his hands more. He may not be the passer that Blake is, but off ball he can't do anything other than set screens. And his passing was very good last year.
And you're going to get like 15 rebounds.
Yeah, of course. And you're going to get like 3 offensive out of those.
Yeah.
I think you got to look at Clint Capella. I wanted the Suns to go after him and draft Doncic last year. I thought that would have been ideal for them.
I think if you take Clint Capella off the Rockets, he's not nearly as good as he is.
I would put it this way: if you put Clint Capella with a team that doesn't have an elite ball handler, he's not great.
I know, because he's got Chris Paul and James Harden.
Yeah.
Just like, the 2 most prolific passers in the league.
I think, this is off topic, but I think Point Booker with Capella could work. I think Devin Booker has become a smart enough passer that I could make him the lead ball handler. That's why I don't think they need a point guard this draft.
The Suns?
Yeah. I think they got to look at power forward before they look at point guard this year.
No, definitely. Yeah, they definitely need to fill out the middle.
Because I love DeAndre Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Suns have the best rookie class this last year. I think Knicks are pretty close.
I think the Knicks have the best rookie class.
I think the Timberwolves did the most with the least they had. Keita Bates-Diop has been unbelievable over the past few games.
No.
And Josh Okogie has been awesome.
I think the Knicks did the most. The Knicks fell to 7th. The Knicks were expected to get a top like top 4 or 5 pick
No, they weren't.
last year, like before they started winning games.
Oh, yeah. But they did that to themselves.
Right. But it was like they fell to 7th and
Yeah.
they got Kevin Knox,
Yeah.
who at the beginning of the season was a little shaky, but now
He's still very shaky. Being honest, he's still quite shaky. He's averaging only 12.5 on, I think it's like 38% field goal shooting, which ain't great. I think that comes with getting better looks, but I think there's a serious problem with... There's a big problem with a player like Kevin Knox. He may not have all the help in the world, but if Kevin Knox cannot be generating offense...
Kevin Knox is going to be generating offense next year.
I also think if you get people in free agency, he needs to be gone. He needs to be gone, or he needs to be a shooting guard.
No, because the next they don't want to make the same mistake they made with when they had Carmelo, Tyson Chandler, and Amari Stoudemire. They had 3 big, huge stars, but who are all not young.
Okay.
Who are all getting tired and getting slow.
Here's the ideal Knicks situation for me. You get Kyrie KD free agency.
Okay.
You have the number 1 pick. You take whoever the Pelicans want. You combine that pick with Frank, with who cares, with Dennis Smith,
right,
if you want. And you get AD. You keep Alonzo Trier as a 6th man. You keep Damian Dotson. Great off ball.
You definitely keep Damian Dotson.
Perfect.
Damian Dotson is a poor man's Klay Thompson.
I would say Danny Green. He's Clay. Look, as much as Clay can heat up, Clay is more about, hey, I have the shot, I'll take it. Danny Green is an intelligent player.
That's true.
Danny Green, and because he's such a smart player, it causes a bit of problems, which I see with Damian Dotson. Damian Dotson does not know when to keep shooting. He scored, what was it, 20? It was like 20, it was like 18 in the first 8 minutes of the game against the Timberwolves and took one more shot for the entire game.
I know, but yes, he needs to get more confident. But
yeah.
But going back to the draft with the Knicks, because then they got Mitchell Robinson, who is now
beast,
the most slept on player in the draft.
I thought the Celtics should take him. I thought the Celtics should take him instead of Robert Williams. I said that during the draft. I was on the phone with 2 of my friends. I said, who are the Celtics going to take at? I think it was 28. I said, they got to look at a big man. Mitchell Robinson is lottery and talent. They need to look at him. And then they took Robert Williams, who is the same type of player, but way more polished, way more film on him, a lot more that they could look at. And so they took the safer option, which I don't understand with the Celtics. Why would you take the safer option at that point? It's the 28th pick. You barely have enough minutes or touches to go around. Why not go for a defensive player who doesn't want that many touches, doesn't need that many touches, and needs polish? Go with a project.
I feel like they needed a power forward. I feel like they thought they didn't think they needed a center because they have Al Horford and
they were going to bring Aaron Baines anyway, and Al Horford can play power forward.
Right, but you want Al Horford at the center.
Okay, and then you have Marcus Morris at small ball 4.
Right, but you don't. But I don't think the Celtics want to play small ball because they got Jason Tatum.
But they also went with Gershon Yabusele the year before, who's Celtics fans love him. No one else cares about him.
Yeah, nobody else.
He is a good defensive player. He's a big dude. I think he's. Let me look this up. I think he's like 6'9", something like 240.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Yeah, he's 260, 6'8".
Jesus Christ, and he's 23.
Yeah, he's a damn good defensive player, like amazingly good defensive player. And you don't need him to play off ball. He cannot start, and I understand that. Yeah, but Robert Williams wasn't going to start anyway. I think the Celtics should have taken a shot in the dark. I think they should have just gone for it. They have 3 picks this year's draft. If they screwed up last year, who cares?
I don't know.
And then they screwed it up, but they screwed it up because they were too passive.
Do you think Jason Tatum stays on the Celtics?
I think he does. I think it depends. Everything this offseason depends on Kyrie. Kyrie is the most important player this offseason.
That's true.
Because if Kyrie leaves the Celtics aren't trading for AD. Period.
You think they're not?
No, I think they're not offering Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum has become wildly overrated. I don't think he's...
Overrated?
Yes. I don't think he's that future MVP candidate. I don't believe in that.
I don't know. I think one more year.
One more year? Like,
Yeah.
he's gone after this year?
No. I'm saying one more year, and then I think he's gonna
Like, be an all-star?
Yeah.
I think it really depends on touches. I'm a huge Jaylen Brown fan. I think Jaylen Brown has the potential to be a number 2 option on a championship team.
Definitely.
Yeah. He's also incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Like,
I
both school-wise and sports-wise.
I think of him like a Kelly Oubre.
I'm so glad Kelly Oubre is doing well with the Suns.
Yeah.
Like, seeing players get away from the Wizards is great. But, like, I'm so glad he's doing well. I'm also glad he got away from Dwight, but that's a story. That's a meme for another time.
That's a meme for another time.
But let's move on. Award races. Who's your MVP?
Giannis.
Yeah. I mean, I see the Harden argument. No. You can't give it to a 5 seed. You also can't give it to a 5 seed when they were expected to be a 2 seed. When the opponent... No one expected the Bucks to be the number 1 seed. Like, commandingly the number 1 seed. You can't give it to Harden. You also can't give it to PG. No way. Absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
PG, first of all, PG is only slightly better than Russ. And if you look at all of those MVP candidates, PG has the most help. First of all. Second of all, Thunder are the 3rd seed, which, respectable, great. Glad they're doing better without Melo, kind of. Wanted to see Melo do well, but...
Well, yeah, but, like...
Yeah.
It's Melo.
I'm going to go off track for a sec. Melo needs to sign with the Timberwolves. We need a mentor for Andrew Wiggins so desperately. That's a high-volume scorer that somehow led to winning despite being a defensive liability. I think we need to go after Marcus Morris this offseason. I think we need to go after Vince Carter if he stays another season. And I think we need Melo.
Is Vince Carter staying another season?
He said he thinks he could do it, which is exciting.
But it's just like, it's Vince. Like,
it's Vince.
It's like... It's just cute now that he's still playing.
He's still a damn good player.
Right, but it's
like a plus player.
Yeah, but like by how much? Like 1 or 2?
Yeah, well, 0.4.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so like, I think you just get like that's what Melo's gonna be, and I think Melo's gonna be like Melo's story. I think is gonna be even sadder than Vince's. Because Melo's not on a team right now.
Because Melo was hated on so heavily. No one ever hated on Vince.
But Melo was not hated in New York. Melo should have never have left New York.
Maybe, but New York had to get rid of him. Melo should have gone somewhere else.
No, we had to get rid of him. But like for Melo's sake, I never say I want out.
Can you imagine if the Knicks had gotten Melo and traded him for like Kevin Love and like as many first-round picks as the Cavs could offer back with LeBron? And then, can you imagine the situation if they had traded Kyrie for Wiggins, which was a big thing that could have happened, and then they had screwed up and traded K-Love for Melo? Can you imagine how badly that would have gone for the Cavs and how badly that would have gone for LeBron's career?
Well, yeah. But like, I just get pissed off talking about Andrew Wiggins.
I feel so bad for him.
I can see Jason Tatum turning into like...
Absolutely.
Like I can see that story being an Andrew Wiggins story.
Absolutely. I agree.
But it's like Jason Tatum was not hyped coming out of the league. I mean, coming into the league.
Maybe... Well, he wasn't the number 1 pick.
He wasn't the number 1 pick. And like back when Andrew Wiggins got drafted, he was like...
Because he was a human... It hurts me so much. Seeing his college and his high school highlights, you're like, who is this man and how is he so aggressive?
Right, but then...
He was an alpha.
And that could happen to Zion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Zion could come into the league thinking that he's just going to bully everyone and get smacked in the face once and then be done.
That's what happened with Marvin Williams. 2002 draft, I think, number 2 overall pick. Showed up, great athlete, could never figure out offense. Now with the Hornets, good defensive player, can kind of shoot, still super athletic, but it never worked out. I think Marvin Williams is absolutely Zion Williamson's floor. I think I said this last year with Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba's floor was Hashim Thabit.
And he's there, I know.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just say, oh, look at the promise he has and go from there. Especially not with big men. But, so MVP, Giannis, we agree.
Yeah.
Most improved. Or let's save this one because this one's the most interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Defensive player of the year. Who gets it?
I want my boy to make it.
Mitchell Robinson can't win a defensive player of the year his first year.
But I honestly think it's going to be Paul George.
So I think it's Giannis.
So you think Giannis goes?
I think Giannis goes 1-2 with MVP defensive player.
Wow.
I think the Bucks get 3 awards this year.
Who's the third?
Coach of the year. Bud gets it. Period.
Really?
Coach of the year almost always goes.
I think the Nuggets coach.
Mike Malone?
Yeah, I think Mike Malone 100% gets it.
I think it's definitely a possibility, but I think no one cares about the Nuggets, which sucks. No one in the national media cares about the Nuggets.
Well, because they're in, like...
Denver.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's the same with the Bucks. The only reason anybody ever cares about the Bucks is because of Giannis.
Yeah.
Because it's like
or where they were picking, like with, will they take Jabari Parker? Well, first of all, say what you will about Andrew Wiggins. At least he's not Jabari Parker.
No, but Jabari Parker had an excuse because Jabari Parker got hurt.
Andrew Wiggins had his team ripped away from him twice.
No. If Jabari Parker doesn't get hurt, Jabari Parker is a top 15 player.
I disagree. He's obsessed with the mid-range.
Jabari Parker could be a Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris has better measurements than Jabari does. Jabari has way worse injury history. Tobias Harris has no ego. Jabari has a huge ego.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't show.
He went off on Jim Boylan. And on, what's his name? The old Bulls coach.
Oh,
I think he's trying to go to UCLA now.
I know who you're talking about.
Hoiberg?
Yeah, Fred Hoiberg.
Yep. But, all right, defensive player of the year. Bucks have the number 1 ranked top 5 defense. Giannis anchors them heavily. Giannis is their rim protector and their best outside defender.
Yeah, but Giannis is if Giannis doesn't win the MVP this year, he wins it next year.
Maybe. I think it depends on what happens with Chris Middleton. I think the Bucks will happily give him a max. I think Chris Middleton could start to look around and be like, I could go to the Mavs, have a much bigger role there.
I don't know. I think Chris Middleton is like, I think everyone on the Bucks right now, I think realizes what they're about to be a part of, and I think they're like, I don't think we hear anybody want to say they leave the Bucks. Can
we talk about the glow up of fucking Brook Lopez?
Right?
$3.1 million for 1 year, and now he's worth easily 15. Easily.
I've always been a huge fan of Brook Lopez.
I saw him live when he dropped like 28 and like 3 rebounds and lost, and he was the only player on his team that scored more than 10 points. That was hilarious to me.
And he's like the all-time leading 3-point shooter for the Nets.
Yeah. I feel bad for the Nets. Well, I felt bad for the Nets. That's a story for later.
Yeah, we got it.
Defensive player, Giannis. PG. Let's see. Let's talk 6-man, D-Rose. It's got to be. For me, it's got to be. I know he probably doesn't deserve it statistically. It's got to be D-Rose.
I think you just got to give it to Lou Williams.
Lou Will is the greatest 6-man of all time.
Lou Williams is the best player on the Clippers right now. Who's better than Lou Williams?
Who's more important or who's better?
Who's better? Well, arguably Lou Williams.
I think Pat Beverly is the most important player on that team.
I think if you take away Lou, you'll feel it more than you take away Pat.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Pat brings the fire to that team.
But Lou is putting up 26 points in 23 minutes.
Isn't it it's like 20 and 26? Oh,
so then something like that. But he's putting up a ridiculous amount of points for the amount of minutes he's playing. But
he should be starting. That's the thing. The only reason he's putting up those numbers as a 6th man is because his starter, I think it's Garrett Temple, or Landry Shamet, either one, comes off within like 5 minutes. and then Lou plays pretty much most of the rest of the game.
Yeah. So, but
I think it's artificial.
I definitely think Lou should. What, you think that they make Lou the sixth man on purpose?
I think Lou Williams looks at it and he's like, I could have much better legacy as a sixth man. You look at Lou Will as a starter, he's above average starter. You look at him as a sixth man, he is the superstar of sixth man. And then for me, I love D Rose, but also D Rose is playing a sixth man role as a sixth man, if that makes sense. Lou Will is playing a sixth man role as a starter.
That's true. D
Rose should not be starting, period. Lou Williams should. That's how I see it. And then I look at who else is there. There's Julius Randle. I mean, the Pelicans aren't going to get an award. There's too little coverage there. There's not a storyline. Domantas Sabonis is interesting, especially because the Pacers have been damn good even without Oladipo.
Yeah, no, the Pelicans definitely do not get a.
And then you look at the other candidates. Spencer Dinwiddie. Now that I think of it, Spencer Dinwiddie could easily win that. He's been so important for the Nets.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
To the point that I would attribute most of D'Lo's breakout to Dinwiddie. If Dinwiddie had continued to be the starter, D'Lo would not have broken out.
Well, yeah.
D'Lo would have lost his mind. He would have been furious because that's what they were trying to do at the start of the season. They were trying to start Dinwiddie at 1, D'Lo at 2.
No, yeah, and you can't do that.
You can't do that. D'Lo was not happy while playing. He was miserable. He would either shoot when he was supposed to pass or pass when he was supposed to shoot. Not happy.
Right.
D'Lo now, first of all, the floater's dropping.
And that's huge for his game.
Yeah, especially because this is a big thing with Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox loves the floater, but hits it at 35%. D'Lo loves the floater and is hitting it at 48.
I think Kevin Knox can turn into a Kevin Durant.
I don't.
You don't?
I was Kevin Knox's biggest fan before the draft. I think what I've seen from them this season is quite disappointing.
I don't know. I mean, you can't I don't know. You got to give him one more year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Unless he is, I think you can include him in an Anthony Davis package and feel okay about it.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, I think the untouchables for the Knicks right now, as strange as that sounds, are their 2 late first round picks, being Dotson and Mitchell Robinson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Most improved player. This is my favorite one by a long shot. At the All-Star break, I said Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox, or Zach LaVine. I think it's Buddy Hield or Pascal Siakam now. But
for most improved?
There's so many options though.
No, I mean, D'Lo.
There's D'Lo, there's Montrezl Harrell, Siakam, Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox is a candidate, D Rose is a candidate. I mean, Julius Randle, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner. There's a good 15 candidates that I could count out.
You can also look back at the Nets and you can look at Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, well, that should have been last year. Honestly, if Victor Oladipo wasn't there, Spencer Dinwiddie wins most improved last year. Easily. I mean, it's got to be... Look, Buddy Hield is a better option for me than Pascal Siakam because Pascal Siakam is on a great team. And as strange as that sounds, Buddy Hield this year, 21 points per game on a Kings team that everyone expected to be 15th in the West. That is now 9th.
Yeah, the Kings are going to be on the top of the league soon.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm very happy about what my prediction was with De'Aaron Fox last year. No one gave a shit about him. I said, look, he's been super clutch of the season. Speed demon, watch out for him. Look where he is now.
But I think the Kings are doing what the Nuggets did a little bit. They're they have all this really good potential, but they're kind of
I think Bagley was the wrong choice.
I think Bagley completes it when if they all reach their potential.
Look, I like Bagley in terms of running up and down the floor. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is a better player than Marvin Bagley.
But Jaren Jackson Jr. is I think Marvin Bagley's game is much more multifaceted than.
Oh, Marvin Bagley's game can change so much more. It has so much potential to be molded into something. Jaren Jackson Jr. is, to me, the second best defender in this class. I think you got to look at Mikal Bridges at 3. I think DeAnthony Melton, horribly slept on, incredibly good defender.
Yeah.
I think Mo Bamba has been a disappointment.
Absolutely.
People said he was going to be a defensive anchor. Horrible disappointment. I mean, I understand that Vucevic is breaking out. If you really believed in Mo Bamba, they would have traded him. They do not believe in Mo Bamba.
You think they would have traded Bamba?
I think they would have traded Vucevic. I think...
Yeah, but, like, now you don't want, like...
No, now, if you're going to... You either got to go all in with Vucevic and re-sign him, or you let him walk. And he goes... The storyline of him going to the Mavs would be hilarious. The Mavs trying to go all European.
Yeah.
That would be great. Don't think it's going to happen. I think the Mavs are desperately looking for a point guard again. I think they were... Well, let's go back to award races.
Okay.
For me, most improved player, Buddy Hield. What about you?
Definitely D'Lo.
D'Lo?
Absolutely.
I mean, look.
You can't name one thing D'Lo did last year.
Yes, I can.
What?
He got traded to the Nets.
Exactly. That's like, and now like, the Brooklyn is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're the Nets. Like, the Nets are never supposed to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think there's the problem with the league and not many people like D'Lo.
Well, but it's like...
If you're talking about who deserves it the most, D'Lo's high up there. D'Lo is not going to win it. I think D'Lo doesn't even finish top 3 in terms of votes.
Wow. I
think what he did with Swaggy P got everyone upset.
Yeah, but that was like...
2 years ago. 3 years ago?
It was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Something unnecessary. I think also, if you look at Karis LeVert, D'Lo did great because Karis LeVert kind of destroyed his ankle.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be way worse, but like at the end of the day, what? Okay, we're all good. We're all good. Sorry, everyone. D'Lo is a struggle because of what happened with Karis LeVert. I think Karis LeVert was in line for that. D'Lo took over.
Yeah.
I think they also started running way more offense through D'Lo, and that's great to see. I'm glad D'Lo's doing well. I also don't think the Nets are really all in on him. I don't think the Nets keep him. I think the Magic throw a lot of money at him, and he goes there.
The Magic?
Yes. I think the Magic desperately need a point guard. I think as much as they believe in Fultz, they're not going to pass up D'Lo. And they got money. They got money this offseason.
But I think the Nets...
You think the Nets match any offer?
Absolutely. You can't give up D'Lo right now.
Maybe not. You can give him up in a sign and trade. I could see that happening. Absolutely.
But if I'm the Nets... I mean, like, this is going to sound obvious, but if I'm the Nets, I only take someone better than D'Lo.
Take someone better? What do you mean?
Like, who do you think the Nets would trade D'Lo for?
Look, I can think of a lot.
Like who?
I can think of the Suns giving up T.J. Warren.
I don't think the Nets take that. No way the Nets take that.
T.J. Warren and their first this year for D'Lo. I think that's certainly possible.
No way.
Especially if it goes to 4. If the Nets can get 4 and T.J. Warren for D'Lo, they should do it, in my opinion.
Like the 4th pick?
Yes.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I think, first of all, I think the Suns are going to go hard for Terry Rozier, and I think that's an incredibly stupid decision.
I don't understand the Suns. Like,
the Suns are just a stupid organization who keep making bad decisions. Like, I say that as a Timberwolves fan, which is wild to me. The Suns keep screwing up. Imagine just like Alex Len, Marquise Chris, Dragan Bender.
Oh my
Horrible
God.
Decisions.
Dragan Bender.
Yeah.
Oh my God, remember him?
Yep. Marquise Chris is at least playing good for Cleveland now.
But that's Cleveland.
Yeah, but he's still playing well. You got to give him something. I mean, Dragan Bender, man. Dragan Bender, and they drafted power forwards 5 and 7 and did nothing with them.
Dragan Bender, because Dragan Bender, they were comparing Dragan Bender to
Porzingis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Porzingis and Dirk. and look what happened. First of all, not even a similar type of player.
No, not
Dragan Bender was a defensive first player.
But I think that's what went wrong, because the Suns thought that they were getting the next Dirk.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Rookie of the Year.
Oh, geez.
I mean, there's only 2 candidates at this point.
Yeah.
Trae Young, Luka Doncic.
You think there are only 2?
I think DeAndre Ayton should definitely get more looked at, but his team has won 14 games, 15 games?
Yeah.
You can't. No. I also think it's hilarious that the Knicks will have a record losing season this year.
I mean, hopefully.
I mean, it could be worse for the Knicks. It really could be.
Yeah, it could be, because
your team could be owned by James Dolan. Oh wait.
Well, okay. I actually read something, on Instagram or something, that said David Fizdale loves
Dolan.
Yeah.
Fizdale loves. Oh, this is a travesty for Knicks fans.
Not. I mean, just because Dolan, it seems like Dolan is being very supportive.
Yeah. I love Fizz is a perfect fit for the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean,
he is completely fine with the media. Loves joking with them. Loves talking with them.
And, the players love him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so surprised at how great he's been for Dennis Smith.
Yeah, right.
He turned Dennis Smith from a bored, tired defender to a incredibly engaged defender who is constantly jumping at passing lanes, within 2 games, which is crazy to me.
That's why I don't want to move. That's why I don't want to move too many players.
You want the connection to build, and then...
Yes, because that's the Knicks' problem since 2013 has been continuity.
Yeah. I think the only trade you make this offseason is for Anthony Davis, and only if you don't have to include those 2 big pieces.
Yeah. But also, last year, I was thinking, if Jeremy Lin went back to the Knicks last year, the only teammate that he would have had again was Carmelo.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Everyone else changed. And now...
R.I.P. Pablo Prigioni, first of all.
Oh, my God. Those were the worst years when it was Steve... Vucevic.
Vujacic?
Vujacic. Yeah. When it was Lou Amundsen, Langston Galloway...
Sorry. Kevin, I'd like to mention Lou Amundsen. We had a mention here. I hope you're glad. All right, go off.
Those were the worst times to be a Knicks fan.
Those were tough. I've played a lot of 2K15. Tough. Real tough.
Nobody's. Yeah. Absolutely nobody. And it was still Carmelo, which is why we would win 20 games.
You guys had a retirement home J Kidd in 2013.
That we made the playoffs that year, though.
Yeah, and Pablo Prigioni. He was there.
He was there. He wasn't helping.
I mean, he's an Argentine legend. But we got to say, Rookie of the Year, I go Trae Young or Doncic. I can't decide. It'll probably be Doncic. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, because Doncic isn't playing like a rookie.
Yeah, fair. I think the Mavs may have made a huge mistake with Porzingis, honestly.
No, they absolutely made a huge mistake.
Porzingis is a diva. Porzingis is the Antonio Brown of the NBA.
Exactly, but Porzingis has what? 1 All-Star selection? I mean, even though he's only that's his only accolade.
Yeah, pretty much. He was all rookie first team.
Okay, yeah, but so was Willie Hernan-Gomez.
And Andrew Wiggins.
Exactly.
Andrew Wiggins was Rookie of the Year. Andrew Wiggins causes me so much emotional pain. We got a Coach of the Year. I got the Bucks. You said you got Nuggets.
Definitely.
Mike Malone, Mike Bud. I think it's either of those 2. Those are the 2 options. I think Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has done so much with an undermanned Clippers roster.
I don't think you give it to the Bucks though.
Why not?
Because of Giannis. It's just Giannis.
Okay, but the Bucks were the 8th. No, they were the 7th seed last year, and they were a first round out. And
exactly. But where were the Nuggets?
9th in the West.
Right, but the Nuggets.
But they missed. Yeah, but the big thing with the Nuggets was how much. Well, first of all, the Nuggets are not close to the best record in the league. The Nuggets are the fifth record in the league, fifth best record in the league.
Right, but they're still the Nuggets, and they're still second in
Okay.
the West.
Okay.
The West we're talking about with the Lakers with LeBron, even though we could talk about that in a sec.
Oof.
The LeBron Lakers, the Warriors, the
Rockets,
Raptors, the Rockets, and
Thunder.
then the Nuggets. Like,
Yeah. I think you got to give it to the Bucks though, just because I think Coach of the Year usually goes to the best record in a conference, and there's no way they give Steve Kerr.
no, they're not giving Steve Kerr. But no,
Yeah. Who won it? D'Antoni won it last year, right?
no, wasn't it? Wasn't it Dwayne Casey?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then they fucking fired him.
Yeah. Well, Dwayne Casey was the top record in the league last year. And no one thought the Raptors were going to win a championship. No one was surprised that the Raptors made a huge jump because they didn't make a huge jump. They went from 3-1, I think it was.
Really?
And, I mean, if you look at the coaching changes that Dwayne Casey made last year, he gave the ball to DeMar DeRozan a bit more. I mean, he had DeMar shooting threes.
I don't think you have DeMar. Yeah, you can't have DeMar shooting.
First of all, you can't do that. I mean, Pop is getting value out of DeMar by allowing him to shoot mid-ranges. But if you look at the coaching changes that Dwayne Casey made, not nearly as many as Bud. Bud has revolutionized everything for the Bucks. Bud now has a team that has a discernible identity. They aren't just like, hey, we don't know what we're doing with a superstar. We're just kind of like putting pieces around him.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows why? They have two-way shooters. That's what they have around Giannis. That's even though Brook Lopez is not a two-way player.
I think Brook Lopez
can't play defense. He's better than Cantor, but that's like a low bar.
I think he can. I wouldn't call him a two-way player, but he can play defense.
He can. I think his defense is getting boosted by Giannis being so good. Giannis on the defensive end is so good that you can have Giannis as a primary rim protector and Brook Lopez is helping off the side.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. Because Brook Lopez is guarding power forwards. Giannis is guarding the centers.
Right.
Giannis, man.
Giannis is insane.
It's great. We got to talk about a little report that came out, though. Anonymous Western Conference executive said you would back up the truck and you would trade a single protected first for LeBron James. First of all, Lakers aren't trading LeBron James.
You know what he trade? No, you don't trade LeBron James. LeBron James trades himself.
Yeah. What do you think LeBron James' value is, though, right now? I say one very good young player and 2 first-round picks.
I just don't think that's like... I mean, I don't think that's a thought.
Well, you got to start with, is he the best player in the league? And I think no.
No, I don't think he is anymore.
I think it's KD. I think it's KD.
I think it's Giannis.
The only reason I don't think it's Giannis is because Giannis this season, I got to see him doing in the playoffs. I think he's the MVP. I think he's top 3, top 2, something like that. I got to see him do it in the playoffs. I think it's KD 1, Giannis 2, LeBron 3. I think Kawhi should be top 5. People have him at like 8 or 9. I think he's definitely top 5. I also think Kawhi stays with the Raptors, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
LeBron's value for me is not nearly as high as it could be. I think...
But I just don't think he's ever getting... Like, I don't think people are even thinking about that.
Well, I think management is probably not thinking about that. I think what you got to look at, the Wolves did something similar. Jimmy Butler is obviously not at the level of LeBron James. They got back on the correct timeline. They got a smarter team identity. The Lakers, as a young team, they're a good team. I don't think Julius Randle should have walked. I think you cannot... First of all, Magic Johnson should be up for being fired.
Oh, absolutely.
He has screwed up so heavily. Ever since he got LeBron, he has done nothing good. He traded for Reggie Bullock, which was a good move. The Mike Muscala move was so stupid. So incredibly stupid. Yeah. First of all, Zubac was playing out of his mind and is still playing super good. You do not trade him for 31-year-old bum-ass Mike Muscala. You do not give up a potential young, very good starter.
It's because Magic Johnson thought LeBron was going to take this team to either the first or second seed in the West. And he was like, because I bet he put way too much faith in LeBron.
Magic Johnson has not proven in any way, shape, or form that he is a good general manager. I think Rob Pelinka gets fired this offseason. I think they believe in Magic for one more year. And I think Luke Walton is gone. I think everything gets reset, pretty much.
Well, but look at what Magic Johnson has done.
With the Dodgers?
With the Dodgers? No,
He's the owner of the Dodgers. I know that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No, but with the Lakers, he brought in Rondo.
Yeah.
He brought in Stevenson. He brought in Chandler.
Really loved the Rondo signing at first. I hate the Stevenson. Hated the Beasley. Hated the JaVale. The JaVale I had hope for because LeBron with good pick setting, run and jump center works. Worked with Mozgov. Worked with Tristan Thompson. I mean, Big Z wasn't that, but
Yeah.
Still. It was a horrible roster construction. I also think the fit, people were like, oh, look, Ingram's 3-point shooting is up. He was taking 2 3-pointers a game last year.
Yeah,
shooting league average.
I don't think LeBron fits at the Lakers at all.
Yeah, I think it's more that LeBron doesn't fit with the Lakers than the Lakers don't fit with LeBron. I think they got to make a choice this offseason. Either you trade your better players, your better young players.
Yeah, they either have to trade the young players or LeBron. We
also got to talk about Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, that injury could be career-ending.
Well, yeah, because look at Chris Bosh.
Yeah, first, they've only found one clot, and it was in his shoulder. Chris Bosh, they found 2 clots, and both were in the lungs.
Right, but I'm just,
If you have more than one blood clot, you have to be placed on blood thinning long-term. If that happens, you are banned from the NBA. Chris Bosh has not played in the NBA and will never play in the NBA. He's going to get his jersey retired by the Heat soon.
He's going to make it the Hall of Fame.
I think that's a close argument. I think it happens, but I'm not entirely sure he gets it.
This is what I'm always interested in. Is what I just like thinking about players who are just starting out.
Yeah. What do you think they're going to be?
Do you think Luka Doncic makes a Hall of Fame?
I think he can. He already has the resume to make it today.
Really?
Yeah. Drazen Petrovic. Look at him. He was great in the EuroLeague, played 4 years in the NBA before he died in a car accident. Hall of Fame. I think it has a bit to do with the fact that he died in a car accident. Right, it was so tragic. But at the same time, he won 1 EuroLeague MVP, I think it was. And Luka has won one already. He's won Young Player of the Year, whatever it was. He won Final Four MVP. He's led them to a EuroLeague chip.
Yeah.
That could be enough already to make the Hall of Fame, which is incredibly interesting to think about. I think he is being a bit overrated, though.
Luka?
Yeah. I love Luka.
No.
Luka. I had Luka as number 1 in terms of prospect. I had him going 3 in my mock draft, which he did, I was right for my first 5 picks in the mock draft, and then everything fell apart. Really? But either way, I didn't, after 5, I got 1 pick right. It was tough.
Jeez.
Either way, when it comes to Luka, I think you really got to worry that, how much pressure are you putting on him to lead you everywhere?
I don't think he's feeling the pressure. And
well, let's say this. If Porzingis comes back full strength next year, who's the number 1 option? Luka? I think you got to make it Porzingis.
No.
I don't think Porzingis will come back healthy. I think we'll be 60% of old Porzingis. People forget how absurdly athletic Porzingis was and how much an ACL tear does to that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Pisses me off so much.
That you traded him or that he forced his way out?
That he forced his way out.
He's a diva.
Yeah.
If Kristaps Porzingis is hearing this today, why, first of all.
Yeah. He would be the only listener.
yeah. It's great to see. But first, just why would you do that? Why would you make yourself hated to the single most volatile fans in the NBA?
Yeah, good luck trying to come back here.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck trying to be loved in the NBA.
Yeah, seriously.
people are going to be
If
any
if
post.
you thought he got booed on draft night,
Oh yeah.
first time back in New York,
It's going to be wild. It's going to be so good. I mean, look, next season, if he's trying to make like an all-star team, or like, you know, the Insta
he has to
post,
play out of his mind.
you know, the Insta post where it's like with their first career triple-double, or like logs a triple-double, all of those are going to have comments underneath it by Knicks fans that are furious.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be great for them. It's not going to be great for Porzingis. I think, look, there was a rumor that the Grizzlies would have traded for and Chandler Parsons for a non-lottery pick. First of all, why didn't teams look at that? Like, this was a loaded class. Why didn't they look at that? Second of all, why didn't the Knicks take it on? You can waive Chandler Parsons this offseason, and you have a $2 million hit on your cap, I think it was, because it's not fully guaranteed.
No, because for some reason they went all in on Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
all in.
There was no reason you should have that contract.
Well, it was $17 million for 3 years plus a trade kicker.
Yeah. A strong trade kicker.
Big trade kicker. And
Yeah.
it's Tim Hardaway. I was a huge fan. I mean, like, I still am, but like when Tim Hardaway Jr. was on the Knicks for the second time, I was a huge fan. He was I loved him, but I also hated him because he could go like 58. He never did, but he could go 58 one night and then like 2 the next 5.
Yeah. He started off the season averaging 28.6 over the first 4 games, and every basketball person I would talk to was like, no, there's going to be like a 4-game stretch where he scores 3 on 13 shots.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
He's like a very streaky, bad Jimmy Butler.
He doesn't play defense like Jimmy.
No,
he's he's Jamal Crawford but taller.
No.
Yes.
He's not the ball handler Jamal Crawford is. I think he is.
Maybe not, but he's a player that shoots too much.
You know, he's DeMar. No, I think Jimmy Butler is a poor man's
But he doesn't
Jimmy
play
Butler.
defense like Jimmy.
No, I'm saying his offensive game.
Like just stupid mid ranges, over dribbling.
It's like
I'm a huge Butler hater now because he shit on my franchise. Like,
well,
yeah. But either way, if we're talking about New York Knicks guards, we got to talk about Frank. I'm so interested in this because you look at it, Frank to the Spurs. That's scary.
Frank.
They just
finds himself in San Antonio.
Look, they got a lot of point guards right now. They got Derek White, Bryn Forbes, DeJounte Murray when he comes back, Patty Mills.
Yeah,
a lot of those can play off ball. 3 out of the 4 I just listed can play off ball.
I think you trade Patty Mills.
Well, isn't Patty Mills expiring this year? Either that or it's expiring the year after this.
I know, but I think you trade him.
Trade it for what? What are you going to get for?
Like a pick or something.
You're not going to get it. You're not going to get a pick for Patty Mills.
I think you can get a late first round pick for Patty Mills.
Maybe like
bottom 20.
If the Rockets still had Brandon Knight and could trade that contract, I would see that happening with Patty Mills. But no, because that's just unlikely. Frank, man.
I don't know what's going on. Like,
why did the Knicks
are keeping him?
Why did the Knicks let Phil Jackson draft Frank and then fire him 11 days later?
And then keep Frank. I don't know why they kept Frank so long.
Well, first of all, you got to believe in lottery talent sometimes. And
no, because I am done believing with this. I'm done believing in him. I'm done believing in Frank. He can't do anything on offense. Like, literally cannot do
I think his
anything.
confidence is shot. He was making good passes like last season a bit, and then at the start of this season, his confidence is gone, man.
But he also is so, like, yeah, fine, whatever. He has long arms.
Yeah.
He knows how to steal the ball. You got to be able to make a mid-range shot. You got to be able to make a free throw. You got to be able to make a...
his 3-point shot was what a lot of scouts said was like a very good skill of his. People said that his 3-point shot would transfer.
No, that's ridiculous.
At this point, the best Frank can hope for is Pat Beverly in my mind.
I think no. I think you're getting robbed if you give up Pat Beverly.
No, I'm not saying trade wise. I'm saying like potential. Like that's the player he can grow into. If he starts actually getting angry, if he goes overseas,
if
he goes overseas and gets an actual attitude and comes back, he could be Pat Beverly.
Yeah, he's not going to be Pat Beverly on the Knicks.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's not great. No. But considering we have 5 minutes left, I gotta take the Odell Beckham Jr. time.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
5 minutes.
First of all, I love the Olivier Vernon for Kevin Zeitler move. Great move. Get rid of an overpaid defensive player for a guard. Loved the move. Good step. We need an offensive line in order to make a good offense. Mm-hmm. I was looking at Haskins. Haskins is perfect for us. Good throw, great touch, high potential. Wants to be in New York, grew up in New York. The tickets are there to be sold. But when I heard the news, I kid you not, I lost my shit. I was throwing shit around the room. I mean, first of all, you can't, to Dave goddamn Gettleman, you can't say, oh, we didn't sign him just to trade him and then trade him a week later. You can't do that. How is Dave Gettleman more hated than Ben McAdoo already? It's been less than a year and he is already hated. He did a great job in drafting Saquon. I'm fine with drafting Saquon over a quarterback in that situation because, I mean, fine. Believe in Eli. We have potential.
I don't believe in Eli.
No one can believe in Eli anymore. I mean, it's impossible. But at that point, it looked reasonable. It was fine. Why would you trade Odell Beckham Jr., potentially the best receiver in the league? I think he's top 5.
I think he's top 3.
You think he's top 3? I got Hopkins, Julio, and AB over him.
I have Julio and AB over him.
Yeah. Well,
actually, no. I have him at 2.
Oh, damn.
I have it Julio, him, AB.
Damn. That's.
I'm a huge Odell fan. I'm glad he left New York.
Why would you say that?
Because
look, when it comes
to him like shit, like look, we traded
when it comes to that, whatever it is, Peppers, good safety. Why would you let Landon Collins, who is a better safety, walk when you're just going to trade your best offensive player for a safety?
I don't know.
I like the move for Antoine Bethea. Good safety, small contract, 2-year contract. Fine, good. Pair him with Landon Collins, and then you can... It hurts. If you're going to trade Odell, trade him to the 49ers for 2 and other picks.
Yeah.
Get Bosa.
I don't know.
Bosa is the next Khalil Mack.
I don't know why they traded him to the Browns.
Yeah, it's stupid. We got 17, we got a late 3rd rounder, and we got a safety. Fine. Safety is fine. We should have kept Landon Collins. He was our best defensive player, but we let him go because we're stupid. That's the Giants' thing to do. We're stupid. I can live with it. I never would like to see... I don't want to see Landon Collins in another jersey. It hurts me even more that it's a Redskins jersey. But moving to Odell, why? Like, it comes down to... You have the potential to build the single most talented offense in the league if you take Haskins this draft. Why would you trade Odell? You now are expecting Sterling Shepard to be your wide receiver 1. You're expecting whoever you get at quarterback, even if it's Eli. Please, God, don't let it be Eli. Don't let this next year be a tank year. I know we're going to go defense at 6, and we're going to get stuck with Drew goddamn Lock at 17. And I put this on Facebook. I said if we take I think I didn't say Drew Lock. I said the other. I think I said if we take Daniel Jones, I'm going to eat glass. I'm probably going to end up eating glass. It's horrible. We are entirely screwed. We the only quarterback that fits for us right now is Kyler fucking Murray. And we can't move up to draft him. If we trade 17 and 6 to move to Kyler Murray, I will shoot myself. This is a horrible situation we put ourselves in just because we traded Odell. The Browns are probably going to make a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. If not, they're going to...
Definitely.
I mean, the AFC is weak as shit. The Steelers, who were AFC contender, fell off. Traded AB, lost Le'Veon Bell.
To the Jets.
Yeah. Well, no one cares about the Jets.
I think people are going to start caring about the Jets.
I don't. I mean, it's a horrible move. Made no sense. It was incredibly hypocritical. Gettleman is going to be gone by the end of the season. Yeah, he's going to get fired. I think Pat Shurmur is also going to follow. But we are 1 minute away from concluding the first inaugural
BSPN
radio
show.
BSPN Radio for the fans, by the fans.
For the fans, by the fans.
Please don't make us do local. yeah, we'll be back here next week, same time.
Same time, same place, same people, baby.
Yep, absolutely. And until then, I mean, I'm Thilo.
I'm Max.
This is BSPN. I mean, at the end of the day, I said this a week ago. At least I'm not a Browns fan. I guess I'm a Browns fan now.
Really?
There's nothing to say. I mean, I gotta stick with my boy Odell.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm a Wolves fan, a Giants fan, and a goddamn, what's the other fucking team? Mets fan. I'm in hell. But until next time, there we go. BSPN, 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 BSPN.